So you've been at Kaiser, you're getting ready to retire, or maybe you're going to another company and you have this 401k with several options on what to do with it. What do you do with your 401k? What's the right move to make? This is important because if you make the wrong move, this could cost you over several years thousands of dollars in taxes that you could have avoided or that you'll end up paying as a result. So, I'm going to walk you through 5 factors that you want to consider before you decide what to do with your money. I'm going to walk you through 2 scenarios where it's definitely going to be more advantageous to keep your money in your 401k plan. So, with that, let's walk through that and help you figure out what's the best decision in your situation. So, there's 5 factors that I'm going to walk you through that you want to consider before you make that decision. And I'm going to give you 2 scenarios where it definitely makes sense to keep the money in your 401k because it might be more advantageous for you in those cases. So, with that being said, we'll dive into this and walk you through how to decide what's the best move in your situation. All right. So before I go, I wanted to touch on one important point regarding taxes and how they apply to your 401k dollars, because not all of your 401k money is going to be treated the same way by the IRS for tax purposes. For example, you have your traditional 401k, you put the money in there, it's pre tax. Your employer puts in a match there that's pre tax, even if it's going into a Roth 401k, and that money's sitting there tax deferred. And you have basically a ticking time bomb there where you got to pull the money out at some point and pay taxes on it. Then you got your Roth 401k money. You might be making Roth 401k contributions or after tax contributions, and you can roll that over to a Roth IRA tax free. The growth on that is going to be tax free. Then you have this kind of interesting third category where, with some plans, they allow you to make an after tax contribution above that normal limit of around 23,500 for tax year 25. And in that scenario, you can actually have a mix of both where you put in the dollars after tax, but then the investment growth on it is treated like the investment growth in your pre-tax bucket. And so that can create a kind of a messy problem where you have a mixture of pre-tax and after-tax dollars. And if you roll that over even into a Roth, you can actually end up in a situation where things get kind of double taxed because of we didn't keep track of the records properly and keep track of where the money was going. So if your 401k plan allows for those after-tax contributions, what you want to do is also check to see if you can do an in-plan conversion and get that money into the Roth 401k or get that converted into a Roth IRA so that way the money immediately goes there. And when it starts to grow, that money is tax-free. So as with so many financial decisions that we make, the tax rules really shape the trade-offs between the various options that we have available to us. And we touched on the rule of 55 earlier, allowing us to tap into retirement funds penalty-free, as well as backdoor Roth contributions. So this is something that you want to just keep in the back of your mind, along with those other factors that we talked about when you decide what to do with your 401k. And hopefully this will help you really decide, what's best in your situation and without leaving you with any regret down the road. So now that we got those 2 situations out of the way where there's a clear benefit for having the 401k, I want to walk through 5 factors to consider when deciding what to do with your 401k. And so when we look at these factors, they're not necessarily going to push you one way or another, but these are things that you want to at least make sure that you're aware of before you make your decision. The first factor is going to be cost. And when it comes to cost, 401ks have been known historically for hidden fees, but many of them now offer low cost options, especially at larger companies. And many employers these days will absorb the cost rather than passing it on to their employees. But however, IRAs still offer lower cost options, especially if you go with a discount broker like a Vanguard, a Fidelity, or Schwab. And so depending on where you're at, I think if you're at a larger company with a 401k that might be offered by or managed by one of those big discount brokers, it could be a wash there. If you're at a smaller company, then moving your money to an IRA might be the more advantageous route. But you'll want to look at what your all-in cost is on both options and make a decision accordingly. The second factor to consider is control and flexibility. And again, here, a lot of times IRAs have the advantage depending on the type of 401k plan that you have. They typically offer greater control and flexibility when it comes to managing your investments, but also on the administrative side when it comes to things like simpler trading, monthly distributions, or executing Roth conversions. They can be a little bit easier to manage in terms of getting those things done. 401ks can be a little more cumbersome because just the nature of the group plan and additional admin layers that you have to deal with, like your HR department or the third party administrator that's managing the plan there. Now, the third factor to consider is investment options. 401ks typically have a fixed menu of mutual funds that you can pick from. And that could be, you can make an argument that that's a good thing because it prevents you from making bad investment decisions. But a lot of times, what you're going to see is that there's a limited range of investment options to pick from. Again, if you're at a larger company, you might have a self-directed brokerage account as an option where essentially you can move your money into a kind of a side account where you get to manage it and have a little more hands-on control. And it's essentially kind of like having all the same benefits of an IRA inside your 401k plan, where in terms of control, flexibility, the broader range of investment options. So that's kind of the one caveat there. But compared to, I'd say, most 401k plans out there, a lot of times IRAs have the advantage in terms of having a broader range of investment options to pick from, including mutual funds, ETFs, and individual stocks, if that's something that you like to do. And so it just offers more customization than what you can get with the 401k plan. The fourth factor to consider is organization and consolidation. So this is one where it can go either way, right? If you have multiple accounts hanging out there, consolidating all of your 401k accounts and IRAs into either your current 401k or into one IRA can help simplify management and keeping track of your retirement assets. I was actually just talking with a friend of mine a couple weeks back who was telling me about his wife had finding out that they had an old company job. She had a 401k plan or a pension that she had just totally forgot about and had no idea how to track. And there's actually nationwide lots of money in these kinds of orphan accounts that have been just forgotten and abandoned. And so there is that chance that, when you have a lot of accounts hanging out there, that you're likely to forget about one. And after years, it's going to be hard to track it down, especially if the company has shut down or if they've moved the 401k to another provider. So consolidating it as you go is a smart move. Again, you can consolidate that in your current 401k or you can consolidate that in your IRA. And this is just going to prevent the hassle of managing multiple accounts. Finally, the fifth factor there is going to be ease of use. Again, here, a lot of times IRAs have the advantage, except with the caveat of a larger company with a 401k plan there that has a lot more bells and whistles. IRAs generally have just a much more streamlined, user-friendly experience, better accessibility, more and better tools compared to your typical 401k. Again, you have third-party administrators, you got HR to deal with, and you just don't have control over how the plan is set up and what features are available. So you may or may not have access to certain features that are generally available to other employees at other companies. So this is one where, again, a lot of times IRAs have the advantage there. All right, so there are a couple of situations where you definitely don't want to roll the 401k over into an IRA because it's going to complicate your tax situation, especially. These are, in both situations, there are really tax-driven rules here. The first one has to do with the rule of 55. It's an IRS rule that allows you to tap into your retirement funds a few years early than you normally would be able to with an IRA. The way it works is, say you're age 55 at least, but you're not 59 and a half yet, and you retire from your company. Well, you can tap into the 401k funds and start pulling that money out without incurring the 10% early withdrawal penalty. Now, there are a couple of caveats with that rule. One is that it only applies to that company 401k plan that you retired from. So it's not jumping from one job to another. And it only applies to that account. So if you have other 401k accounts, if you have other IRA accounts elsewhere, this is where people will want to consolidate that into their 401k and then basically trying to get as much of your nest egg into that account so that you can tap into those funds. Now, you're still going to be on the hook for the income taxes on that withdrawal as you normally would, but you just don't have that 10% early withdrawal penalty. So, in a situation like this, having IRA funds, it's definitely going to be more advantageous for you to have the 401k and be able to consolidate that and move as much of your nest egg into that account. The second situation where the 401k is more advantageous is when you have to do backdoor Roth contributions. So if your income is over the threshold that allows you to make new contributions to a Roth, and you have other IRA accounts out there, you might be on the hook for paying more taxes than you were anticipating. And the reason why is when the IRS looks at that backdoor Roth conversion, they assume that you're also converting some of that pre-tax dollars in your traditional IRA when you make that conversion. And so what that effectively does is it boosts your taxable income, which will then boost your tax bill. And so if you roll your IRA into your current 401k, so if you're in a position right now, you're at a company where you have a 401k, if you roll that IRA into the 401k, the IRS won't look at that account. They don't look at 401ks. They're only looking at IRAs, SEP IRAs, and simple IRAs. So having those accounts when you're having to do a backdoor Roth contribution is where things get a bit messy. Not to mention also when it comes to record keeping, keeping track of what money you're putting into that IRA that's pre-tax versus what's after tax for the backdoor Roth is an extra step that you'll have to keep track of, which means that just another opportunity for mistakes to happen and to have just a little bit more of a hassle when it comes to filing your tax returns. So those are two situations where certainly having the 401k available to you is more advantageous. So your 401k is one decision, but retiring from Kaiser is not simple and quick and easy, which is why I created a guide that includes a checklist to help you organize your action items. It's going to help you know when you're ready to put in that 90-day notice for retirement. And then once you have, or if you've already done so, it'll walk you through what are the next steps and here are the things that you need to cover in this period so that you can retire successfully. So you'll see a link in the description below where you can go and download that PDF for yourself. And then feel free, once you've had a chance to peruse that, if you have any questions, don't hold back. There'll be a link where you can schedule a call with me and be happy to go over your questions and help you decide for your situation what's the best thing to do with your 401k. Thanks again for your time and attention. I appreciate it.